damage to our oceans and also to our wildlife. Around 114,000 tonnes of plastic packaging will be thrown away and not recycled in the UK this Christmas. That's more than the weight of 3.3 million emperor penguins. If you know how heavy an emperor penguin is, that will make sense to you. Now, the UK will also go through 300,000 tonnes of card packaging this Christmas, equivalent weight of 2 million reindeer, as I said earlier. In addition, it's estimated about 34 square miles of wrapping paper will be used this year. I can figure that one out. Probably about the size of, well, no, not really. And joining us to talk about it in more detail is recycling expert and director of Axion Recycling, Keith Freegard. Hi, Keith.
Hello there.
Nice to see you. So, recycling, we try and recycle at home as best we can. I try and make sure that I'm recycling the right things, but you don't always know, do you?
No, it is difficult, and I think that many packaging items have become a bit too complex in their design. They're not really simple. It's not obvious to the consumer what they should do.
Okay.
So one of the things I've focused on a lot in the last few years is to try and make things that are really simple in terms of packaging design, so that then the consumer, the person who used the pack, they know more clearly what they should be doing.
Oh, show us the prop. Show us the prop.
Well, we have one example here. This is a very well-known item, a milk bottle.
Yes.
And over the last few years, the industry have all got together and tried to make this design as simple as they can. This is a clear, single type of polymer that's easy to recycle. The cap comes away really easily in the recycling system, so that's good. And the label comes off really easy as well. It's just got one small piece of glue holding it on here.
Right.
Even more important though, down on the label, there's a thing called the on-pack recycling label. And that tells people where they should put the pack. So it will say bottle, widely recycled, and cap, check locally to see whether it can be recycled.
Okay.
So
that's clear, plastic. I thought I could put any plastic like that in recycling, but not necessarily.
Not necessarily. There are some packs at the moment where, for example, he says, producing yet another example of a pack, these black food trays are very commonly used at the moment. They make the food look attractive, and this pack here has probably really effectively delivered some food to the customer in a safe manner. Unfortunately, I've had a really good look. There's no labels on this pack to tell the person who uses it whether it can or cannot be put in the recycling bin. And furthermore, the black plastic, unfortunately, when that goes to a plastic sorting factory, the machines that see the plastic are unable to see black. So that unfortunately ends up as a reject material, whereas a really well-designed pack like this one will get recycled and turned back into new materials.
So it's pointless putting that in the recycling because it's not going to get recycled?
I wouldn't say it was absolutely pointless, because at the moment the industry is getting their heads together to work out if there's a type of black plastic colour that can be seen by the sorting machines. And if we could get all the people in the industry to make their black trays with a special dye which is then visible to the sorting machines, then we'd have a useful resource being sorted by people and going into the right bin.
That's interesting. So at the moment we can't, but hopefully because of the developments we might be able to. So we've got the cream in those big containers and the milk from Christmas, and we can absolutely recycle that. We've had the samosas, we've eaten all of those. What about opening the presents?
Well, with presents, I think the most visible thing, certainly in my front room when the kids have opened all their presents, is it very quickly becomes a sea of paper wrapping. And I guess what I'd encourage people to do, first of all, is really think about, could you do something a little bit more interesting and use a useful wrapping paper? Maybe a nice decorative thing like a tea towel could be used to wrap a gift. And then
I hope I'm not getting anything from you wrapped in a tea towel.
Well, that would be really nice. Then you'd have a...
No, it wouldn't. It'd be rubbish.
You'd have a tea towel that wouldn't be rubbish. That's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
If it's not rubbish, you can reuse it.
Okay.
But if you really want to use paper...
If you're listening at home, just letting you know, do not wrap anything in a tea towel, not if you want to live. Anyway, go on.
I know that all the people I know would absolutely love to have their gift wrapped in a tea towel. But anyway...
Keith, they wouldn't. Keith, they wouldn't.
They would. Because of the benefit it would deliver.
Yeah.
You'd use a material to pack the gift in a thoughtful way, and then when the person unwrapped it, they'd have a useful wrap and the gift, and no rubbish.
Okay. Well, maybe a little red box would be nice instead, and then, you
Possibly.
know.
Well, let's have a look at this, yeah?
Yeah, go.
This is a really simple thing the whole nation could do.
So this is the test as to what can be recycled and what can't?
Yeah.
Got it.
Paper recyclers really like paper because if they can put it in their paper recycling machine and get the paper fibres out, it can come back as a cardboard box or a carton or some newsprint. Some papers, and this one's really pretty, look, it shines, it's got some foil. And
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty. But this one, if you scrunch it up, this is called the scrunch test. What's it called? The scrunch test?
The scrunch test, got it.
Yeah, because that one's all paper, it stays scrunched up.
Yes.
This one, which has a layer of plastic and some glitter on it, you scrunch this one up and it opens up again in your hand.
Right.
So, as a simple test, try and choose paper that's made from high recycled paper content, and if you do the scrunch test, you've got something that you can put in your paper recycling
Can you not
bin.
recycle that one?
Unfortunately, it's very, very hard to separate the micro-thin layers of polymer and foil print and paper. So that one may have to go for energy recovery in a waste incinerator that gets some electrical power back. But this one, which is recyclable, is good material to go in the correct bin.
Okay. And you're really going to wrap any gifts up in tea towel? You're not. Of course you're not.
I think that's just a really good idea.
Keith? It's not a good idea, and if your missus is watching, he's not going to do it. I'm going to talk him out of it before he leaves the studio. It's good
She would love it.
No, she wouldn't. She really wouldn't. It's good to talk to you. Thanks for joining us.
Nice
We
to meet you.
appreciate it.